Run away? Who's running? I am atomic.
Subject 001A, Peak Entity Sid Kagano. And for today's video, ladies and gents, we will be using a counter, PDB. That stands for Peak Detection Bureau. I figured having a name for the peak counter would be cool. So we start off with this lady was getting ready for their day. You know, taking a shower, brushing her teeth, and putting on that new school fit. The usual things you do in the morning time. She probably thinks that she's the main character. So she heads outside to open the front door, and she starts getting flashbacks.
Is it true you're a Delulu girl? La bobo, la bobo.
She ends up snapping to her senses, and we head over to the next scene as she walks into a school. And that's where we see our main character, Sid, the legend, and the cleanest background character of them all. I'm serious. Literally listen to this scene, guys. The man is literally carrying weights in his bag with no problem. Yeah, so that's already plus added to the peak total. So she just starts baking him. No drip, no friends, no sauce, no nothing. He's just a dusty bum. So Sid turns and looks at her.
Oh, what's going on? What was your name again?
So she started to remind him of what her name was. And I'm just listening to this scene and analyzing with my 200 IQ, by the way. And this man has weighted shoes on too. You can literally hear him place the shoes down, and it shakes the whole locker. Sid looks over to her and starts hitting her with the gamer lingo.
Oh yeah, my bad. I didn't realize that I was talking to an NPC, because if you were a main character or someone that mattered to my questline, I will remember your name.
Look at her in the classroom, absolutely disgusted with Sid. I come before you today, humbled and mutilated, to ask you for one thing. I want you to end Peter Parker. So later that night, they done call her driver lacking.
Be a tough guy and look me in my eyes. Huh? Are you trying to be tough and look me in my eyes?
Green giant.
So she ends up having to walk home alone, and we all know how that was going to end.
Watch where you are going. You might run into a chiseled, handsome man again.
So she tried to book it away. He's just standing there like Michael Myers. Then a car pulls up on her and then hawks her down like a zombie. But hold on a second, because how is he already in frame? He had to be at least 15 feet away. But yeah, she gets abducted. Now Sid was watching all of this go down. Bro was even watching her get put to sleep.
Do you want to play a game?
Stop asking people if they want to play a game. No one wants to play a game with you.
Ah, come on. I know she wants to play a game.
So he starts getting prepped to bust in, and this man was using weights as cufflets. Sid then goes and opens his bag to show a ski mask and 2 crowbars. He had that GTA 5 inventory, but he was up to extremely devious activities. So Grunt 1 starts to get freaked out.
Don't worry, you don't have to be afraid. I swear it's gonna be all okay. All you have to do is say, huh? Who are you?
And this man says he's the stylish thug slayer. Yeah, I hate to do this, Sid, but that is going to cost points. No lie. You still are the GOAT though. So Grunt 1 pulls out the burner and Sid immediately disarms him. Gets close and straight into a reverse suplex.
I knew you were scared to fight me. Drop the gun and go ahead and throw hands with me. I know it's rage bait, but...
So apparently this guy was a soldier, so you know he had to pull out that knife for close combat. So he zooms in and Sid barely gets out of the way. Then he applies more pressure, even catching Sid slacking a little bit. So he starts getting freaked out and licks the knife and goes in for another attack. But Sid parries with the crowbar, instantly hits a spin move and puts the guy on defense. Then Sid starts flexing, forcing him to duck. He attacks but gets disarmed. So he goes straight into a boxing form. Right, left, dance a little, then in a 1-8 combo into a spinning kick. Has Sid on skates for a second. So Sid starts thinking, I need to get a lot stronger. Like, what if a nuke was dropped on me? I need to become a person who would not lose to such weakling behavior. So yeah, he died, but not to this dude. He died from a van crashing into him. And this is where our main plot officially starts. So he reincarnated to another world where magic is king. Now in his past life, the reason he had the weights and stuff was because he was training to become the Eminence in the shadow. This is the entire reason for existing. So he could become become this in the next world. Then a lady named Alpha comes in and starts saying that everything he said was true. She went through the text he told her to, and the Code of Diablos is a problem. Now here's the thing. In the daytime, he's a background character, a regular kid with regular magic levels. But this was all just a ploy. He was legit walking on water like it was nothing. Then we have Sid's alter ego, and that's at nighttime. He's called Shadow. After terrorizing these kids, Shadow ends up fighting this ugly glorb glob looking thing and ends up healing it with his powers. And then out came Alpha. So she instantly starts asking who did this to her and says that she's ready to get revenge. So Shadow just starts making up stuff about a cult and just names the things he sees and tells her that she had a curse placed on her, which of course was all just made up. And another rule we will add to this is anytime Sid makes up a storyline or plot and ends up being right, we will add to the total also. Then as he's explaining, he just starts showing off how expensive his magical powers are and changes fits right in front of her. So he names his organization Shadow, or Shadow Garden for the full thing. And Lady Alpha is the first original member of Shadow, granted her powers by Shadow himself. He even ended up giving her some drip to match too. And the reason I said original is because Alpha instantly started recruiting more people. So Shadow's sister had ended up getting kidnapped by the Code of Diablos. So one of the other Shadows, one whose name is Beta, shows him a map and a location they had narrowed it down to. So Sid throws his knife.
Looks like I missed. Let me turn around and look cool.
Then she's like, oh, he's a genius. Shadow was the greatest to ever do it. Because this was the exact location of the hideout where they had kidnapped his sister. And that's when we see his sister Claire locked up deep underground. So one of the cult's grunts got to talking crazy, even brought up Sid and that he might do something to him. And his sister instantly unleashes that dog out of her, swinging a broken chain at him and breaking her own hand to get out of the next chain, all while having her magic sealed away in this cell. So he hits her with a one-hitter quitter, making her go night-night. At the same moment, one of the grunts comes in.
Boss, we have a bunch of girls intruding the base.
Two long-range attack NPCs instantly cooked. And because of how much blood is shown, I can't even show that on YouTube. But trust me when I say, I counted and they had caught 10 more bodies. So the guy starts running away and a whole head ends up right beside his foot. Shadow Guarded was cooking. He ends up coming face to face with the original 7 shadows. So they start airing out the cult's entire plot, including the plans to raise a Diablo. So he freaks out because obviously no one is supposed to know that. But Alpha makes easy work of him. So he pops these magical pills that make your magical powers spike up to crazy levels. So he powers up and charges again and then makes an escape even farther underground. So they don't even chase him because Shadow was below. And he was even trying to be at the right place at the right time because he was lost. So the guy runs into the Shadow and sees it's only one of them and instantly charges him. But Shadow parries the attack with the tip of his sword. Then he gets close and starts flexing, calling him weak, and he has his cape floating in the wind while underground. It's literally no breeze down here. How is he doing that? So he tries to swing on Sid, who happily dodges out the way. Not a single attack connected, even using his palm to redirect his sword attack. Then stabbed him right in the chest and twirled around, hit her another deep cut, cutting him 3 more times. So Shadow's just like,
Cut all the boring stuff and watch me flex.
so the flex was too much. He ends up taking the rest of the magic boosters, turning into a big buff dude. And come on now, we all know the rules. Big and buff means you're going to get your butt whooped. And in one good slice, Shadow takes him down. The following day comes around, and I'm pretty sure Sid is 15 years old at this time. And he has now enrolled in the same school as his sister, at the Midgard Academy for the Dark Knights. This is like the cream of the top school for all different sorts of talents or promising people. So Sid had made sure to choose 2 of the lamest people in the school so he could continue his background persona, who are named Skell and Poe.
So today is the day you are finally confessing your love to the most popular girl in the school? Don't fumble the bag and get all scared, and don't do it.
Now, the girl that he had to go up to was Princess Alexia, and already some dude was trying to bag her.
Excuse me, Miss Princess. I wanted to give you these flowers for the most perfect lady I ever laid eyes on.
But she denies him in front of a bunch of people. Listen, sometimes you have to hit a
volcano wins.
You know what I mean? Can't be going outside like that in public. So later that night, Sid decides to shoot his shot, and he 100% expects to get denied. But she was like, yeah, let's actually date. Bro is literally suffering from unfathomable success. Add to the total. The following day at school, everyone was just hating on him.
Ew, he looks like normal SpongeBob.
And then Alexia shocks everyone and comes to sit with Sid and his friends. And she straight up tells him that she moved him into her sword class and put in a good word for him. So they start practicing against each other in a sword fight. Now this whole time, she knew that Sid had asked her out because she interrogated his friends. And they gave him up so quick. Like, who needs enemies when you just have fake friends? And the only reason she accepted Sid's request was to not have this guy named Xenon be able to have her. So she wanted him to keep up the act until the guy gives up on her. So she starts throwing money at Sid.
1 royal gold coin. Nah, she almost had me.
Then she throws another one, and all of Sid's moral goes out the window. He starts acting like a dog. So they start fake dating for another 2 weeks. And dead serious, she gets offended because he says he likes her basic fencing style. She dead serious pulled a whole entire sword on him, and they ended up breaking up. So the following day comes around, and the night order immediately surrounds Sid and his friends. He ends up stating that she did not come home last night, and now Sid is a suspect. Look how they are standing. We won't jump you, we swear. Now even though Sid could wipe them all out, he had no need to do this and still wanted to keep his background character persona going. So he ends up going with them without any problems. They ended up beating on him and asking him questions because he was literally the only one with her. So they think he kidnapped her. And this man Sid is relishing in being a side character. I've never seen a main character so excited to have an NPC role, literally making a background character cool.
If I was you, I would start speaking up, little buddy, or I'm going to let Johnny get a taste of you. Wait, it was just a prank. I swear, I don't know where she is. Nah, go ahead and scream, little nugget. You want to play games? Let's play games.
But yeah, this whole time, one of the Code of Diablo scientists had actually kidnapped her and was taking her royal blood. This literally reminds me of the time I had COVID and I didn't know at first. And I went to the doctor and she was taking huge chunks of blood out of me just like this. They ran like 8 blood tests on me just to tell me I had COVID. Chat, be real. Did they clone me? So anyways, the doctor was also freaked out.
My wife left. And she even took the dog with her. My mom left too. She was an idiot. Too bad I had to draw so much blood from her. She looks so much like you. Ah, it wasn't supposed to be like this, Johnny. Wash the clothes, Johnny. Do the dishes, Johnny. Make sure you put the circles with the squares, Johnny. It's all just maddening. Where's my punching bag?
And he starts beating this ugly cursed thing in the corner. So her sister, Princess Iris, is on the lookout for her by any means necessary. And Iris is regarded as one of the strongest knights in the kingdom. Eventually, they ended up letting Sid go.
Look, Jerry, his blood is tooted up. How embarrassing. Scram out of here, NPC.
So Sid heads home and gets Wonka about Alpha, and she lays it out to him that they already know where Princess Alexia is and will be ready to move out, and will tell him when they are ready.
Also, my king, should I get rid of those filthy peasants?
He's like, whoa, calm down. They were just doing what the plot told them to do. And Sid literally goes and switches fits, and Shadow literally waited with his fit on. So one of the other Shadows comes, and I'm pretty sure this is Beta. And look at her already starstruck. She tells them that they are fully ready to attack. Then he shows off the fit again. Now later that night, we see 2 knights have found Princess Alexia's boots. Then their lookouts' bodies dropped right behind them. Then Grunt 2 got packed up, and look at that menacing smile on Sid. And of course, Grunt 2 was about to get the same treatment. Shadow Guardian gets right to work, sending the kingdom on high alert. And then back to this freaked out doctor.
Blood. I need to use the blood.
And he pulls out this giant fairy odd parents needle and just sticks it inside this thing. So it transforms into a bigger beast and takes him right out first. Then it frees the princess before busting through the underground lab. It starts tearing through the city and its troops. Even the Dark Knights came in and couldn't do any damage. So Alexia's sister Iris comes running into the frame looking cold and clean, popping right over the monster and cutting a huge chunk out of it. But once again, it regenerates all of its injuries. So she hit that in a 1 and a 2 as her blade turned red and cut off the arm, and then followed up with an attack that sent the monster flying into a building. But once again, the monster regenerated. So Iris started slicing it up, saying, well, how about you regenerate from this? But then Alpha steps in. She came in just flexing, making sure the comic got her in frame. Then she comes in from the top ropes and blows the monster to smithereens. Yeah, so that peak total is going to jump up quite a bit from that. So while that was going on, Alexia bends the corner and realizes that Xenon has betrayed them.
Oh yeah, I lied about it all. I've been finessing you guys for so long. It's funny that it has to be this way.
Alexia attacks first, but Xenon just stands there completely unfazed by her, and she didn't do too bad. Even turned her weapon to a mecha sword and even getting a slight cut on him. But that was short-lived, and they felt the magical pressure in the air rise.
You see the fit though? I see the fit though. You see the fit though? I see the fit though. Should we fight now?
So he makes the first move, and Shadow weaves that. The entire time his hands were in his pockets, so they start going at it. He starts charging up, letting out that hollow energy.
Not too bad for a mutt like you. Let's see how long you can keep up.
He keeps swinging on Shadow, and then unleashes more magical energy, and look at Shadow. He's not even phased. Then sidestepping, this man walks past him, chop to the neck while looking directly at us. Xenon gets mad and tries to get another attack off, forcing them into a QTE event, which leads to nothing but him getting absolutely clapped.
Why do you hide such amazing drip and never show it to the public? No shops, no links to buy, no nothing. Nah, I share it with my homegirls. We all are super clean. Clean? Well, let me take these magical pills and I can show you clean. Unless, of course, you are too scared and don't want your drip outmatched.
So he takes all the magical power boosters and instantly starts transforming.
My drip is now a designer. I'm above you now. It's time to die.
He goes in, but Shadow parries that, smacking him off balance and uppercutting him. He had wobbly feet. Shadow just started to beat him down with one arm, even doing a high kick, just embarrassing him. Then Shadow started powering up his powers.
That dirty drip you put on was atrocious. Now let me cleanse this place of your pitifulness.
And he ends up exploding a good portion of the kingdom, causing mass damage. The next morning, Alexia and Sid meet up, and she legitimately caught feelings for Sid. Oh my, the delusion here. I wish I could say that this is only in anime this level of delusion, but sadly, these people out here are crazy. Anyways, he denies her, and she kills him. No, I'm not even capping. If he didn't know who she was, he would have been dead. This girl was secretly crazed in the head, and the delusion doesn't stop even after this. Sid ends up running into this girl named Sherry. She looks up at him with ketchup all over his body. YouTube, this is ketchup. I repeat, this is tomato juice. Even with this, she instantly starts romanticizing over Sid. Now the next days come, and Sid gets taken to a back room with all these girls bowing to him. And we meet another original Shadow named Gamma. They were running this entire establishment, selling chocolate like rock in the 90s, and lipstick and merchandise. All from Sid, just mentioning it to Gamma from his old lifestyle. Now Gamma was one of the most intelligent Shadows, but her athletic abilities were next to the Nasa's basketball skills. So he sits in a chair and looks at everyone bowing before him.
Very well then, your reward is to bathe in my aura.
And he literally bathed them in his aura. So Gamma explained to Sid the problem at hand is that an organization is calling themselves Shadow Guard and going around murking people. So Sid suits up to Shadow, and Alexia has some of them goons pull up on her and look at Shadow posted up while watching her. So they end up jumping Alexia and then surrounding her before Shadow came in like the go he is. So they end up dipping out.
Tell me, why do you choose to be so clean? Are you on our side or the enemy's side?
I am atomic.
Then he just superhero dashes away. Yeah, y'all know what I'm about to say. That exit was absolutely clean. Now one of the Shadows tells him the people last night have been brainwashed by Diablo, but Sid just starts walking away, and for some reason, she thinks he has it all figured out. Like, what type of delusion is this? He was thinking about eggs and bacon, and every single time in the end, he just knows. And for some reason, his fake snake friends ended up entering him into a tournament without his permission. So the tournament starts and he's up against Princess Rose Oriana, obviously the princess of the Oriana Kingdom. In the schools, she's one of the best with the sword. So Sid sees this as a perfect chance to enhance his background character persona, because every single person in the building expected him to lose. So they burst in, time slows down as they go at each other. Sid bringing his sword down first, literally eating a movie bloodshot pack and pretending to be injured and getting sent flying back. So he gets back up and she's like, let him come some more. I see the flames in this man's eyes. If he must die, he must die. And they go in again for a second round, and the same thing happens. Bruh, she did this 12 more times in total. So she gets a little more serious, releases some magical energy, and blitzes him. But the ref ends up throwing a flag on the play and quote unquote saving Sid. So as he's walking out of the arena pretending to be hurt, the girl named Sherry that he accidentally rizzed up had been meaning to speak to him. Now it's not even that she wanted a friend, it's the socially awkward way she went about it. Imagine a girl coming up to you asking to be friends, and she clearly likes you, and then her pops pulls up to sit down with y'all and have a chit chat too. Now the following day, Sid is just chilling in school doing what he does best.
1 crutch, 2 crutch. It would be funny if someone just cast a barrier over us and stopped all of our magical powers.
And in that moment, a barrier was cast over the school to stop magical powers. So the cult of Diablo zombie grunts started taking over the school, and they had realized way too late that they can't use magic. So Sid jumps in front of Rose and sacrifices himself. Then this girl literally was like,
I understand now. Earlier yesterday, you fought me so hard because you loved me so much. Sid, I love you.
so they end up taking over their entire school, but of course this was all a part of Sid's plan. He literally restarts his own heart. Off topic, but on topic still. Y'all remember when Goku pulled that move off? So Sid quickly figures out that he can use some of his magic as long as it's not too much to be detected. Sid then proceeds to assess the situation, points his finger and starts blasting away like an American sniper, then jumps off the building, hands still in his pocket, just getting his flexing stats up more. Now the bad guys that were up to this were these two guys, Rex and this knight. The entire plot of them coming was to take this artifact, which grants immense magical powers. Now the knight's whole point of wanting this artifact is to get back into the Knights of Round, the highest and most powerful leaders of Diablo. So Sid keeps dealing with all the fodder, and here Rex goes stealing moves and pulling out that whisker basket. But Sid just blasted through that, sending him into a room with all his zombies buddies. And if my calculations were correct, it was about 3 bodies per row and around 7 rows, so 21 bodies in total. Then he hands over this man and packs him up with the rest of them. So the girl crushing on Sid ends up figuring out a way how to control the barrier, blocking magic, and turn it off. Now to do this, she had to be in a certain proximity, and ended up sneaking behind and pulling the stunt off. So they all start to immediately duke it out. And y'all might be like, okay, so where is Sid? Yeah, Shadow shows up in style once again.
When you go back to your home, girls, make sure to tell them I'm super clean.
Instantly caught her in a sexy genjutsu. And not only did he pull up clean, his entire squad did too. So the knight just walks to the back, and this whole time, this was Sherry's dad, who was the assistant principal of the school. Bro had betrayed the entire school for some cool kid points. So he starts villain-splaining. This entire time, Sherry thought someone took her mom off the map, and her mom and him were like associates or research buddies because apparently he had a disease he was trying to cure. And the thing that could heal him was the artifact. But Sherry's mom had good morals and said it was too dangerous and wanted to hand it over to the government so they could keep it safe. As if the government in any anime or in real world would ever keep a powerful item in safekeeping, unless they are planning to use it. So he did not approve of that, of course, and turned her into a deer trophy. And this whole time, Sherry thought someone had just come in and sent a hit on her mom. Sherry, maybe you need to turn around and look at the man holding the artifact like a Mortal Kombat trophy?
So are you telling me you tricked the innocent girl for absolutely no reason but the love of the game? I can't lie. That's kind of diabolical. Anyways, let's start.
You think I care about them kids? I got kicked out of the round table and I need my power to go up so I can get back to my rightful place. And if that takes me sacrificing a few worthless maggots, oh, trust me, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now prepare yourself for this ass whooping I'm about to give you, Sonny.
So Sid and him pulled out their swords, getting ready to clash, and Sid ended up getting clapped, but of course that was all a part of the plot. And Shadow is sitting on the desk, showing off his fit once again.
I see that drip in the ore you're emitting, Sonny boy, but I am not about to get one tap.
So he immediately transforms using the artifact to gain more power. So he closes the distance instantly, but Shadow parries, and then he just started going sicko mode, not getting a single blow to land. And am I tripping, or did the fire literally form a ring around them? So Shadow had to bring him back to the 2000 anime and slashed him with a dramatic pause into the slice. So Shadow starts rage baiting him, asking for him to at least try harder. So he screams and starts going berserk. But yeah, Shadow ended up making quick work of him. And guess who ended up seeing the final blow? Sherry. And once again has to see one of her loved ones gets packed up. Yeah, she's about to dedicate her entire life to make sure Shadow Garden is wiped off the map. And like about 7 freaky scenes later, I actually do not know what they had going on for a little bit. Rose goes and sees Sid in the hospital. Bro is out here faking it all for the plot. She's like, oh my lovely kid, since the day I saw you, I knew it was love at first sight. Now we will be together forever. He can't keep getting away with suffering from success. No, it should have been me. But not too much happened this episode. Beta was plagiarizing books, some dude got killed, and Alpha was farming clips just like Sid. And speaking of Sid, look at him eating ice cream while standing on a high vantage point. Plus, what type of ice cream is that? Is that a wooden spoon? Hold up, this is unlocking a deep memory. Y'all remember these days? I can still taste the wood on it. It's like it gave it plus 10 points on tasting better. Not to mention, Sid and Alexia ended up running into each other in the hot springs, and she starts babbling on about only the chosen few get chosen during the upcoming tournament to see who's worthy or not. Then she starts trying to flame him, saying a smart fry like him would never understand something so cool. So he stands up.
Don't run into any snakes out here. Be careful.
Then he grabs a towel and flexes on her. But hold up, why did she grab the towel too? Now the trial tournament has come up, and this is an event where heroes of today come and challenge ancient warriors. But the thing is, this is based off how powerful the actual challenger is. So the festival goes on, and then all the way into the nighttime. So Sid is just bored while watching the whole thing.
Well, this is boring. When I get back home, I need to come up with a different way to flex for the camera that's always following me.
But here's the problem. Like I said earlier, the ancient warriors match the power or worthiness of the challenger. Meaning if he goes and fight as Sid, a powerful opponent will come out, and the entire background persona will be blown sky high. So he decides to use his power to create a bright light, and then Shadow walks into the set looking extra tough. He immediately struck a pose for everyone. Then out pops Aurora, the Witch of Calamity. In her past, she caused so much destruction and chaos that she became a legend that had to be cemented into history. And they both know this. It's about to be a good little throwdown, because why are they smiling at each other? So she hits a twirl, opens her hands out, and multiple attacks come out. Shadow just starts evading everything, but even though Shadow is having fun, since he's so broken, he can tell that they have nerfed her, like the hate behavior has for killer mains. This fight didn't last much longer. Shadow one-tapped her and sent her right back to where she came from. But this created a solo leveling S rank gate that kept following Sid around. So Sid says, oh what the heck, and jumps into it. This brought him into the room with Aurora. And look at this girl, man. She's in a straight jacket. So I'm already knowing she's not really up to no good. But Sid ends up letting her go anyways, and they head out to find a way to free her. Now this entire thing is a simulation. They were using this place to run experiments on orphan children, hence how the curses were made. They call them the possessed. So once again, we have to give Sid peak points because he literally made this all up at the start of the story, and it's all been coming true. And the pills that we have been seeing, these guys pop just as much as sensu beans. All the power comes from this giant hand and its dark magical energies. So Shadow Garden was exposing this fat bald man the entire time in front of Princess Alexia. Delta ended it short and stabbed him and tossed the father into the water. I like that energy out of you, Delta. She's about straight action. She would be banned in other people's universes for not letting people finish their transformations. But obviously the big fella was not dead and came back, making a whole bunch of clones. Now let's play a little game. How many clones did Delta smash? In the first scene, we have 1, 2, 3. In the next scene, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more clones rolled up. Then we have this scene. Yes, I know it's completely blurred out, but trust me, it's 11 more bodies, I think. It was so many parts laying around that I'm sure I miscounted. Then he multiplied even more, and Delta grew a big bonk sword and took out 79 more clones. Thank you, ladies and gents, and now back to our scheduled program. So Sid and Aurora both had reached the center of the simulation, and at first I thought this whole time Shadow was just copying her with his eye, but he was actually charging up his magical powers. Now the bald man had gotten knocked out of his domain expansion, and so he called upon his aunt, the hero Olivia, who is of course brainwashed and mind controlled by the Diablo code. So Shadow Garden came for what they wanted and ended up dipping and saying that he is not worth their time. So he sees Sid and Aurora are in the middle of the simulation, and apparently the closer you get to the middle, the more it obstructs magical energy as a defense mechanism. So he pulls up on them. So Olivia starts flash stepping, blasting Sid into the wall, then into the next one, moving at blinding speed. She got Aurora looking out here exactly like me when watching this. Olivia just started attacking relentlessly. Then she breaks his sword and smacks him into the water, making him come out from the other side. So in the middle of the fight, Aurora is like, oh my goodness, I love how you are fighting to keep me safe, but please stop. I see the love you have for me, and I love you too. Like, what are we doing, man? So she stabs this man in the stomach, and Sid, being Sid, takes the blow, and then he grabs her and bites the side of her neck. Someone come get this freaky deaky anime, man.
Did your freaky self just bite her neck? And did I just watch her fade away like an Elden Ring boss?
So a bunch of Olivias pop out and start attacking Sid, but he unleashes his power, and the first wave instantly gets blown black from a zone attack. And then Sid flexing his cape again mid-scene? So all the clones start attacking at once, and Sid just looks over and says,
Want to see something kind of tough?
and then booms the entire sanctuary to smithereens. Making all the water flood the nearby neighborhood. Sid literally moved the lake to the whole other side, which of course destroyed the entire simulation. And it was basically her lifeline, or something like she's not real but real? This is her body but not really her body. It's a long story. Anyways, she starts to fade away.
Well dang, another baddie disintegrated on me. I hate when that happens.
A new festival was now upon us, the Bushin Festival. This is when all the strongest warriors in the world come to fight at one place. Big buff dudes, emo dudes, even Mundane Man. Yeah, so Gamma made Sid a disguise so he could participate in the tournament. His whole plan was to pretend to look weak and be weak, but slowly but surely make his mark in the tournament. So in walks Ann Rose, a high-level knight.
Excuse me, but I know your bum self isn't entering the same tournament as me. You need to go ahead and skedaddle. And why do you look half homeless?
Well, I'm actually just here for the free coupons they're handing out.
Yo, kid, the name is Full-Headed Hair and Muscle, nigga. And you are indeed a scrawny, dusty-looking bitch.
It doesn't look like you have hair to me. You just look bald.
Excuse me, bald? Did you just say bald? That's absolutely preposterous. If I were you, I'd leave this tournament before somebody really me up.
And he punches Sid right in the face. Then he started beating on him while the others sat and watched. He even started smushing the top of his head. And I know the top of it is soft. So before it could get too serious, she stops the beating and Sid gets up. Then he said, I got 2 black eyes. Where they at though? Y'all remember these times? Now while Sid and his friends are checking out the competition, a man named Godly Gildy comes in flexing and stunning.
Oh, I'm so sexy. I'm so sexy and gold.
And apparently this guy is undefeated in the tournament and has never lost. But that's only because he only fights the people that he knows he will win against.
Did I mention I'm sexy and all my drip is gold?
So Sid goes into Mundane Man form again and gets ready for his first fight.
Ew, who is that dark and musty man that I'm seeing? His drip levels are almost the opposite of my gold levels. It's making my stomach turn.
Anyways, of course Sid in his first match in the lower ranks one-taps this man. And then this man literally pushing around a golden sword. So apparently Princess Rose had once again gone missing and has stabbed her soon-to-be fiance. So the next rounds of the tournament come and Sid is walking to a lady named Beatrix. She's like,
Say, little man, why do I smell pixie dust?
Then she speed blitzes this man, and of course Sid is Sid. He can see the move coming, but he's playing the side character role and falls down scared. So she's like,
oh, my bad for that. I guess I have the wrong person, and my senses are getting a little dull.
Mundane Man versus Goldie Gilded. He's in for the surprise of a lifetime.
The crowd knows I'm sexy and gold. Let me put on a huge smile for them.
And then this man starts unbuckling his sword. Like, what does this man have going on? So he zooms at Mundane Man and gets a flat to him getting cut in half. So he backs up and gets angry. And this man literally cracked his neck to dodge the attack.
You damn worm! You dripless imbecile! How dare you look at me with those lifeless eyes and not smile when you see a sexy man like me?
So he starts charging up for a huge attack and charges in and gets sent flying back with one hit, hitting a scorpion emote. The man literally pretended to sneeze and ended him just like that. So Princess Iris was going to investigate because some fishy stuff has been going on in Princess Rose's kingdom. And it's clearly obvious that this man is doing something to the king. And between us, he has been manipulating him and basically turning this man's brain into applesauce. So Ann Rose confronts Sid.
Alright, not too bad. You kind of ate with that one. But you still can't tweak with me. So don't get ahead of yourself, Mundane Man.
Have you ever watched the Rock Lee scene?
Are you really breaking the fourth wall, asking me about another anime when we're in an anime?
And then Sid literally tells her he's using weighted armor and drops the mic on her and heads out. This man is addicted to slight flexes, hard flexes, and all-out flexes. So the whole reason Rose is now being treated as a traitor is because she saw what they had done to her father and tried to attack her future fiance. And the whole kingdom higher-ups are all in on this devious plot. And she's also sick from the demon possession curse. So she starts hearing an amazing melody and that man's shadow is on the piano once again. I swear, every time he saw a piano, he knew he had to start flexing.
Let me ask you something. Is it the drip that the man has on that makes him drippy? Or is it the man that makes the fit drippy?
Oh, Shadow, you are so amazing, and your fits are the best. It's the men that makes the fit drippy.
Very well then, take some of my power.
So she ends up linking with Shadow, and he literally cures her sickness, and it gives her a huge power boost, and she takes out the assassins that were meant to take her down. So she finally decided that she would save her kingdom and become the rightful ruler. So before we get into these final parts, why is Sid's sister sitting on top of him? And not only that, why is she strangling him with not one hand, but 2 hands? And then this man starts foaming at the mouth. Eminence, I love you, but what are we doing? Now the finale between Ann Rose and Mundane Man is upon us. She closed the distance instantly, but he parries that. Then she attacks 3 times in one smooth motion, making him back up. She starts applying pressure, but he taps into his speed and uses after images, smacking her into the air. Flashing again and smacking her even higher up, and he got her on the ropes, hitting a double twirl and smashes her to the ground. And then the last blow comes and it's just wraps. So finally Iris says she will fight him next. And the following day has come come and the mood is already set. So she starts to get ready to go in, but the same thing that happened to Gilded starts happening to her. And it happens 2 more times, and she can't look weak in front of her people. So she finally rages out, and this man Sid has such crazy powers, he had this girl in a genjutsu the entire time. I don't understand why people don't glaze Shadow more. He really is like that. And it's not even forced, it just comes naturally. He made such quick work of Iris. So while this is going on, Rose infiltrates the kingdom and ends up taking out her dad before she tries to end herself. But Sid busts in and changes his drip right on the scene. So he tells her that she has to fight for her kingdom, and then with that, Beatrix attacks Shadow, and one clash damages the entire area. So they are going back and forth, flash stepping and clashing at each other. Then Sid takes a step back and ends up behind her as she barely blocks it in time. He's moving so fast, this man is walking behind her. Got her in a freeze frame looking like a bozo. She turns around and he literally has her flank again. But good thing she has the reflexes of a goddess. But that means nothing when it comes to Shadow. He forces her back, then hits her with a pose and winds up his attack before sending her tumbling back. So Iris comes back and she's ready for round 2, instantly turning her sword into a powerful magical flame and hit that man with the ultimate attack. But none of them hit. He starts having a convo with her while still parrying Beatrix. Then they start going into an anime class. They just start boxing through the city, tearing each building up one by one. He even pulled out the crowbar on them while hanging from the side of the building. He then kicks Iris out of the frame and they go into another class, blowing up everything in their path. He was handling them on the train stage. He was handling them on the water stage as Iris was just blasting fire around like it was nobody's business. So she tries to attack from behind. He hits a clean flip and booms her in the face, sending her flying into the water. Yo, they're moving so quick the people don't even know they are fighting behind them. So Beatrix finally breaks his crowbars and Beatrix thinks she can now keep up with Shadow's speed. And Iris comes in blasting her magic again, disintegrating everything in her path. So Iris says she would sacrifice herself to try and immobilize Shadow, and she gets a knee straight to the chin. And Beatrix lets off her ultimate attack, but Shadow dodges it, puts her into a WWE move, slams her down right on top of Iris, and then stumps right down on them. So every single soldier starts coming to help out with the fight in the kingdom, and Iris is like, oh no, don't run now. And Shadow starts laughing crazily and hits her with the magic barrier that covers the entire kingdom fully. He flexes his magical powers. And I'm like, if he says I am a topic, then it's literally GG's. But he pump fakes on them and disappears. The true definition of a flexer, man. And Iris fell down to her knees because she knew she just got caught in 4K getting work. I would be like this too if my girl came to the court and saw me get dropped off. But yeah, at the end of this, Rose actually joined Shadow Garden and had to leave her old life behind. And that's it for season 1. I could have did season 2, but maybe in another video. But that's all, folks. Peace.